everyone, it's Katie Fitzsimmons with the HxGN Content Program, and today I'm excited to tell you a little bit about some of the new sensor technology our team is bringing to market to help drive some flexibility to help cover your statewide aerial imagery needs. First, if we take a look at a little bit about who HxGN is, really we're a company that provides sensor technology to take measurement of things throughout our world. We also provide all of the software tools that help process all of those bits and bytes into useful information. And I think looking forward, really where we're trying to head is now the next step of using that data to drive analytics and perhaps even work in a more autonomous world. It's interesting though, because it's important to know what that means inside of the state imagery space. Certainly with the HxGN Content Program, having collected data for the last 7 years, we have a large library of data that's on demand, ready to use, available to you. You can use it simply to visualize, but you could also build all sorts of analytics on top of it. In addition, our hardware services team, these are all of the guys who are working on our sensors, creating new sensor technology. All of that is useful and an important part of our overall HxGN Content Program ecosystem, because it means that we're able to bring more data to you faster, higher resolution data, additional data products, things of that nature. And really it just it improves the overall value of the program because you've got more options to be able to choose from when you're looking at your statewide imagery needs. And then finally, our program has really been built very much in cooperation with our partners who have worked on the acquisition side, data processing, and maybe more importantly, all of those subject matter experts that you're accustomed to working with to ensure you're getting the most out of your data. Many of them participate in our HxGN Content Program ecosystem, and you certainly would be able to continue to have access to them. Now, one of the interesting things inside our program is that there's this ongoing innovation cycle. Certainly our team is always looking to bring new sensor technology to market, but it's really kind of based on a feedback loop that comes from various input sources, folks like yourselves who are driving new requirements, others in the market who might be thinking about creating multiple data products, but being able to fly a scene just once, so using our hybrid sensors. So we're always looking to bring more data, higher res data, additional data products into the program. Now, we certainly can't do that without having faster and more robust processing. So using our HxMap software processing tools, you're now able to take all of that raw data and just with a few steps be able to turn it into useful and valuable information. One of the other interesting changes we've seen in the market is that we've had to look at our business models and shift them a bit, right? So the HxGN Content Program, being a licensed subscription model, allows users like yourself to really focus on just your stakeholders and delivering that imagery data to them, rather than being hung up on RFP processes, managing tons and tons of data, figuring it out, how to distribute to all of your users. Being able to work through a subscription model really allows you to focus just on those end users and making sure they're getting what they need. That's not the only way we've changed dynamic business models, though. We've actually shifted even our sensor models a bit so that users now don't necessarily have to make a one-time upfront purchase of a sensor. They have options to lease sensors to fulfill maybe project needs or times where they're very busy. Maybe they have a need of a specific type of data that they don't have another requirement for. So being able to lease those sensors has offered a lot of flexibility there. I think that having data on demand is something that we're seeing more and more inside of the market, and this is not just in our business lives, but certainly in our personal lives as well. We're looking for instant feedback. We want to listen to a song, we just pull it up on Apple Music, or we want to watch a movie, we can just log into our Netflix account. So that's a little bit how our HxGN Content Program works as well. That data is available and ready to use, and all you've got to do is log into it and it's there. And then finally, all of this continues to grow because of our increasing user requirements. I think in general, we're seeing a drive for higher resolution data, We're looking for additional data products, data to come online faster. And a lot of this is attributed to the folks out there like yourselves who are running these aggressive imagery programs that are really pushing the limits and saying, hey, what else can we do with this data? And we want to be able to help respond to that for you. And so we do that by, again, working on sensor technology advancement. So right back to the top of the innovation ecosystem we go. So let's take a quick look here. Over the last decade or so, we've pushed out a series of new aerial imagery sensors, starting from our ADS-100 in 2013, and a variety of sensors had been pushed out since then. And today, really, we're going to focus on talking about what we're offering today, which is our new Content Mapper, built exclusively for the HxGN Content Program to bring more data faster to the hands of our users. In addition, of course, all of the HxMap workflow, this is our data processing workflow, is ready to go as well. So you'll be able to take all of those raw data points and then turn it into something quickly and easily. So being able to do this economically and efficiently is the key, especially when we're looking at collecting, hundreds and hundreds of terabytes of data in a single flying season. So let's take a look at this Content Mapper. This is our next generation large format camera. It's really built for efficiency and for optimization, right? Being able to fly data faster or collect higher resolution data at the same flying parameters that we've been flying already. The technology is really built on new imaging sensors called the MFC 150. These sensors were built for modularity and serviceability. When we had to take a step back and say, here are all the use cases that our customers are driving, how can we find something that's going to work for nearly all of them? And that's what this camera has been able to bring forward. So the MFC 150 now sits inside of several of our different sensors. So not only the Content Mapper, but the City Mapper 2, the Terrain Mapper 2, and that modularity has given us a lot of flexibility. It improves our overall serviceability, and for what we've seen so far is really meeting the use cases of most of our customers. So if we just take a quick peek at what it's able to do, here's where the efficiency comes in. The top image here is the ADS-100 swath, and you can see it's about 20,000 pixels across, whereas the Content Mapper, 40,000 pixels across. So this means we can either collect twice as much data as the ADS-100 flying at the same resolution, or we can collect the same amount of data that the ADS-100 is collecting today, but improve the resolution by 2, which is game changer and really exciting. So just a couple of quick specs on what the Content Mapper can do. Looking at general flying altitudes around 16,000 feet, 5.5 kilometer swath width, 40,000 pixels across. And again, here we're looking at a 15 centimeter GSD, which is super exciting. One of the other really cool technologies that we were able to leverage inside of the MFC 150 is what we call forward motion compensation. This technology actually isn't very new. Leica created it back in the 80s, and really it's to compensate for blur in motion inside a frame to ensure that you're getting a crisp image. We use this now for maybe lower light conditions, higher flying speeds, that type of thing. But what you can see here, the image on the left doesn't have the forward motion compensation turned on, whereas the image on the right does, and you can see here you're even picking up some of the granularity of the individual cobblestones. So makes a huge difference when we're looking at just the overall sharpness and quality of the image. And here's one more example. Now let's kind of pan out a bit and take a look at some more data coming off the Content Mapper. This is from St. Gallen, Switzerland, a canton close by to Heerbrugg, where all of our R&D is based. So you can see here, beautiful image, and then if we zoom into this square, again, you're getting a 15 centimeter GSD here. You're getting all of the crispness, the detail in each of the images. And keep in mind that, of course, we're delivering the RGB image, but just as all of our sensors have in the past, we're always going to deliver that near IR image as well. So if you've got applications in which understanding the vegetation is important, this is definitely going to continue to be there and will also help you. Now, one of the other technology game changers that maybe isn't quite as new as the Content Mapper, but probably just as exciting, is our City Mapper technology. The City Mapper technology is known as a hybrid sensor, and what that means is you're going to be collecting an ortho image, an oblique image, and a LiDAR image, all in the same instrument. You can see kind of looking up into the sensor, all of those different windows where the sensors are collecting data, and then of course the workflow to process all of this data. This becomes really, really powerful when you have a co-collected image data set, oblique data set, and LiDAR data set, all of the cool things you can do with it. So we could take a look here. This is just the standard ortho image with a bit of processing. Here is the LiDAR image, and then you can pick up a true ortho. This is the LiDAR-derived digital surface model, so you can start to pick up all of the various features here. And then as you combine all of these data sets, you can start to pick up and run some feature extraction work. So obviously here you're picking up high and low veg, buildings, impervious surfaces, the train tracks along the left, that type of thing. And as you start to clean this up a little bit more, you start to get to one of these models where you can see you're headed towards kind of that digital twin type application where you've just picked up loads and loads of information about your scene and really can leverage it in a variety of ways. Now, I think we have to tie this back a little bit to the HxGN Content Program and say, okay, how do I get my hands on this stuff? The HxGN Content Program in general, right now as it stands, nationwide coverage. You have RGB and near IR coverage, 30 centimeter resolution across the United States with 15 centimeter resolution inside all of our cities. Bringing the Content Mapper tool into our program means more data. It means higher resolution data, and our goal is to have a 15 centimeter national fabric in the next 3 or 4 years, which is a game changer in terms of what you're going to be able to do with that data. Of course, we'll continue to stream it out so you can pick it up on a WMS or a WMTS super easily. It's built to be more than a base layer, so you can build vectors and products on top of the imagery layers and really leverage the information as much as possible. And I think one important thing to mention is that the data is available for all your users. So most of you are accustomed to serving a variety of use cases, whether it's agencies inside of the state, local municipalities, county governments. Inside of the HxGN Content Program, we're really conscientious of that, and our user licensing terms allow you to give access to the data to all of those users to make sure that you continue to service their needs. Here's just some quick numbers on what the program looks like today. 100% of the United States coverage. Our dark blue states that you see here were flown in 2020. The light blue states are what we plan to fly in 2021, which is pretty exciting because there's a lot of states here. And you'll notice in this bottom map that Texas was our first 15 centimeter state to come online in 2020. So we're really excited to bring in additional 15 centimeter statewide resolution to the program. Now, of course, none of this would be possible without all of the resources we have behind the scenes, access to up to 30 aircraft and sensors every flying season, the ability to process loads and loads of data. Just in 2020 alone, we brought in over 600 terabytes of raw data to be processed. We use processing teams across the world to help make sure that we get all of that data processed and into our program. And of course, we rely on a team of amazing resellers and partners to make sure we can bring that data to market. Now, I think one of the important things to mention about the Content Mapper is that flexibility I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation is really key to where we're going today. The Content Mapper allows states now options inside of the HxGN Content Program that they didn't previously have. This means if you're looking for a leaf off collect, we can help you. If you want a higher resolution collect, come talk to us. If you want to collect at a different tempo, maybe you've chopped your states up into quadrants or thirds, or you're looking to maybe take those thirds of a state that you're doing every year and bring it into an annual program. All of those things are available now inside of the HxGN Content Program. In addition, leveraging all of that city mapper data that I showed you, that's available as well through buy-up. So say you're interested in maybe creating a digital twin of one of your cities. This is a great way to get access to that technology and that data. So it brings a lot of options to you. And I would say that, any questions or any needs, any desires you have out there, bring it forward and let's see how we can help. The HxGN Content Program really is built to serve you guys. So that means that we want to be able to deliver accurate and comprehensive data. We want to make sure that our data characteristics are going to always meet the needs of you and your users. You can obviously stream the data very easily, very quickly. You also can host the data on your side. We always deliver data if that's of interest to you. We allow some flexibility when it comes to payment terms, payment options, number of years you'd like to commit. We've heard from you on public domain, and we know that's important, so being able to publish data out into the public domain, this is something we can work with you as well. And I think maybe most importantly, the ability to leverage a content program allows you to focus on delivering to your customers. You can maybe take the headaches of RFP processes, of managing data, of QCing data as it comes into you aside, and really focus on how do you deliver to your stakeholders. And that's what the HxGN Content Program is all about. And I think we've got a couple who will agree here. Most recently, Texas and the state of California have come into our program, which we're very excited to have them and excited to serve them and make sure that we can meet their needs as well. So thankfully, we've got a lot of folks saying good things about what our program can do. And now with bringing in new technology like the Content Mapper and the City Mapper 2, we're excited to see what else we can do in the future. So with that, I thank you for spending the last 20 minutes with me. And I hope to talk to you and see you in person once we can get back out on the road. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.